Good morning and good afternoon, wherever you may be. It is Sunday morning for us. It is NFL Sunday Fantasy Football. How we doing, Devin?
I'm breathing. That's half the battle. Just kind of filing through some stuff on Twitter, setting my lineups, the usual for a Sunday in this household. But yeah, just
I feel that.
getting ready for the morning slate. That's not in London.
True. Although there wasn't a whole lot going on, I think, there. Obviously, some of the guys there are just like must starts in a sense. Um, but outside of that, I don't really feel like maybe you were starting Dulcich in a couple leagues, but that's about it. You're starting Judy and you're starting Sutton most of the time, especially against like Jags defense.
Yeah,
So let's see what we got here.
one Taylor London, then two of Boyd Myers, Garrett Wilson, and Mooney.
Boyd
Yeah,
feels like a slam dunk. No, not with the Jamar Chase news.
yeah. I've added Boyd in every league where I had Jamar Chase if he was available, just because it's I have one lineup where I literally have Jamar Chase and I had Brees Hall on the same roster, and I've had
Jeez.
DeAndre Swift as well. I'm 5-2 in that league. Pain. That's what I know. Uh, who can I add is the question. Because obviously Tyler Boyd's rostered. Traylon Burks is available on the IR. Isaiah McKenzie is interesting. That's the tough part about just all this crap.
Fantasy is never an easy road. It's a painful road to say the least.
All I know is pain, dude. That's the point blank and period of it. Fantasy football is I could pick up Christian Watson to be a contrarian. His point, his 5 points per week. Do we think
Definitely
AJ
gets in
Green's
there.
going to get traded to the Packers?
I mean, it would cost Arizona practically nothing. They might as well, to be honest. Let's see. Boyd or McLaurin, Gibson or DJ Moore. So Boyd, Boyd over McLaurin. What do you think? Gibson or DJ Moore? Probably DJ. It is non PPR.
I'd go Gibson. I think Antonio Gibson. There, it's. I know that the Commanders were really down on Gibson to start the year. They were having him kind of field kicks as a returner. Let me check his output so far. And so it's a standard league.
Yeah.
Let me check one of my leagues. It's standard. It's my only
Tra-
standard league.
Traquan
Um,
Smith, Sammy Watkins, or Darrell Williams. Traquan.
so Antonio. So see that I can get an accurate guesstimation. I just think Gibby. I think Gibson's floor is actually going to be safer than DJ Moore, especially with whatever they got going on in Carolina. DJ Moore is going to be covered by AJ Terrell this week.
Yeah, I
It's
feel that.
and if it's no PPR, you're really just banking on him getting a bunch of yards or scoring a touchdown or two, and you cannot bank upon that with a guy like PJ Walker as quarterback.
Yeah.
Gibson had a total combined output of yards. He was sitting at almost about 80 yards in total, about 8 points.
Another
He
10
got a
yard carry
touchdown
for
reception
ETN.
as well. He got a touchdown reception as well. So you pair that with the week prior, he had 60 something yards, and the week before that, he had another 70-something yards. Gibson is going to get you a combination of like 8 to 12 touches, even with Robinson being healthy, I think. So, especially with how the Commanders play and the game scripts that they occupy, I'm firing him up over DJ Moore.
I feel that. Oops, didn't mean to jump out of that thread. Now I gotta go all the way back down.
Benjamin, or Mostert, please.
I really like but
it's tough because
they both have good
Miami.
matchups. They both are going to be in high scoring games, and the thing with like Miami is, I guess like both guys have good wide receivers on their team and quarterbacks that are going to throw a lot. So that's kind of where my issue is. Like I love them both, but picking one over the other is the tough question.
It's you're correct in that it's tough. Detroit is not good against anybody. Minnesota's bad in the secondary. They're decent up front. So I think I would probably lean Mostert. Not because I don't think Mostert's inherently more talented than Benjamin. I think they're very similar players in terms of talent at this point. Benjamin's a little more shifty. He can break more tackles. But in that same vein, I think Mostert's going to have rushing lanes and such that are going to allow him to produce, because you are going to have to play wide to keep up with Miami. They have to try and defend Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle at all times, not including Gesicki and their other treasure trove of other receivers. So yeah, I think I would start Mostert over Benjamin.
Let's see, what else do we got here? We're trying to find one that has DJ Moore or DeAndre Swift.
PPR, non-PPR.
I'd say. I always
I'm going
assume
Swift.
PPR.
In general, unless it's like a premium PPR scoring league. ETN touchdown?
ETN touchdown.
Oh, man, you love to see it. I only have him in like 3 or 4 leagues, but I'm so proud of him. He was one of my guys. I went out on a limb and I told you we should draft him in the Twitter league. It's the one hit we have.
It's the biggest hit so far, especially after that trade. Yeah. So that'll jump him up to 25 points, and he's kept up with Judy and Kirk. Kirk has 7, Judy has 18.3, which combined is 25.3, and Etienne's got 25.2 after that touchdown.
Travis Etienne is carrying me like a bag of potatoes.
He's going to get so much work. It is ridiculous. Pittman or St. Brown? Oh, Tyler already got to this one. I assume he said St. Brown. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. That's where I would go to. I don't know I have to see Sam Ehlinger a week before I say Pittman over most people.
They've given this dude 24 carries.
Yeah. I mean, how many yards does he have, though?
157. He has almost 160 yards.
Yeah, he's carved him up. He's insane.
This dude is like Austin Eckler right now with like touch upside. Like, I know Eckler's a bit bigger and he can actually take the hits a bit better than ETN can, but in terms of usage, like ETN's putting up like Eckler-esque numbers the last 2 weeks.
Here's a couple for you: Jacoby Myers, DJ Moore, or Chase Claypool in PPR. I'm leaning DJ Moore.
I'm leaning Jacoby Myers. It also depends on Mac Jones is starting, so I think Hunter Henry. If Jones is starting, I think Henry gets a bump. I do think DJ Moore is the best player of the 3. I would not be surprised if Jacoby Myers outscores DJ Moore, and you cannot start Chase Claypool until he is traded or something breaks. He's going to get yards.
Eagles.
He's going to get yards because Deontay Johnson's going to be locked up, and I think Pickens draws the second corner if they're running 3 receiver sets. But Claypool is going to be on limited snaps because he is the 3 in this offense at receiver. DJ Moore is the number 1 guy. Jacoby Myers is the number 1 guy. DJ Moore is a better talent. And so talent hopefully wins out. But I do think with the matchups, I think Jacoby could probably finish with a higher point total. But betting on these guys, you got to go DJ Moore. He's shown a sign of life in a way that we haven't seen in the early part of the year.
And then Gabe Davis versus Brandon Cooks.
Cooks is questionable. We're not even sure if he's going to play. The Packers defense has been porous all year so far. Josh Allen should have a day. I think Gabe Davis has a higher upside, according to the slate. So I would go Gabe Davis, not knowing what Cooks is going to be doing.
Let's look at Brandon Cooks.
Last time I saw he was questionable.
Poised to play, wrist. Let's see, questionable, blah, blah, blah. Won't become official, blah, blah, blah. They play at 1, but the wrist injury prevent him from assuming it should be playing in his final game with the Texans. Oh, geez. Yeah, he's probably getting traded. Cooks has never really gone off all year, and Gabe Davis has the massive. Yeah. I feel that. I don't love Gabe Davis just because of his boom bust, but looking at Brandon Cook's numbers, they're not there to support a decision. London or Wandale? I'm going Wandale. I can't pick Drake London over most guys right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't go any of the pass catchers in that offense out in. I just can't do it. I'm not against the talent of Drake London, and I'm not against the talent of Kyle Pitts. It's just with the way Arthur Smith is running that offense, I have little faith in what they're going to be able to produce on a weekly basis until they prove it. If they're going to start airing it out, then sure, Drake London's back to being a weekly start. But with 10 to 13 pass attempts in a full game, I'm just not investing in that.
I'm going with Derek Carr over Geno Smith. The Saints and the Raiders should absolutely just shoot out this week. Dalvin Cook, Kenneth Walker, Ramondre Stevenson. Bench one of them in non-PPR. And if they
Benching
make it
Stevenson.
Okay.
Stevenson is he's the passing down back in New England, regardless of what we're going to say. Obviously, he's gotten a lion's share of the work the last 2 weeks, and he has produced in that role. Harris has been out. He was back last week, but he was gone for a couple of weeks heading into this week. And so Harris is healthy. He's not on the injury report, if I'm correct. So Harris should get some rub today, unless they're just downright trading him at the deadline. So Walker is the undisputed one. Dalvin Cook, when healthy, is a top 5 back in the NFL. And if it's non-PPR, Dalvin's bread and butter isn't even receptions. Dalvin could have 22 carries to almost 200 yards and like 2 touchdowns. And we haven't had an explosion.
Wandale or Brandon Cooks? I have to go Wandale.
Yeah, I'm firing Wandale anywhere that I have him within reason.
3 running backs in half PPR. So we got to bench one of these guys. Tony Pollard, Dameon Pierce, Ramondre Stevenson, Dante Foreman. I'm benching Stevenson. Let's see what Tyler said. Bench Foreman. I'm not big on Ramondre Stevenson now that
I love Stevenson. I'm starting.
I know you love him, but now I just don't know what to think with Harris, fully healthy now.
I think Stevenson's a better upside play than Foreman. I think Foreman was a cool story last week. I think he could fucking fumble 3rd play of the game and have a shitty week. I think there's more security baked into a Stevenson just based upon the talent and the role that he has. Whereas Foreman is literally asked to do this because they traded their best asset. And Raheem Blackshear's been a top pickup this week for teams. He's now the de facto 2 in this Carolina offense. They're going to ride the hot hand, genuinely. Chuba and Foreman had a good week last week. But I don't think that's a guarantee any given week.
Yeah. Geno Smith, Derek Carr. Jets defense or Titans defense? Oh, Tyler got this one. I assume he said Titans. He said Jets. I guess Mac Jones is playing, so that is the Jets defense has been pretty good.
I don't like the Jets this week.
Davis Mills.
You're starting Davis Mills. Tannehill's out.
Tannehill's out.
If you're a gambling man and you just like high blood pressure, start Malik Willis. Start him. Fuck it. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? You can lose the week. cool shit. You probably would have lost the week anyways. Upside play, Malik Willis, sure. If you have a really solid shot to win this week, I would start Davis Mills. But if you're just fucking shit out of luck, your team's dead in the water, and you're looking for any way to try and pull out this win, Malik Willis is definitely the last second grenade in a Call of Duty like campaign. But if it's a close matchup, I would go Davis Mills. I think his floor is safer. Malik Willis could just fucking come out, rush for 100 yards, have 2 scores, and just shut me the fuck up. But I don't know. I can't with confidence say to start Malik Willis over
Should I start
established
Josh Allen or Andy Dalton?
You know what? This is a tough one. It depends on if you're a fan of facial hair. Personally, I'm starting Josh Allen, but Andy Dalton does have a better beard.
Fair. Need 2. Devin Singletary, Jacoby Myers, half PPR, by the way. Devin Singletary, Jacoby Myers, Brandon Ayuk, DJ Moore, Jamal Williams.
Needs 2?
Yeah, I'm going Ayuk and Moore because we already picked Moore over Myers once. I think Ayuk is the easiest one out of this.
Yeah,
it's kind of
Ayuk is getting started.
After that.
Ayuk is getting started over damn near. If you had Deebo Samuel as a top 10 receiver going into the week, Brandon Ayuk is a top 10 receiver now in this week because Jimmy loves the dude. He's been peppering it. He's averaged almost like 20 points per game the last 2 weeks. And without Deebo in the lineup, it's literally him and George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk. But yeah, I have no Ayuk this year. I invested heavily last year, and we're seeing the breakout now, which, we love to see it. But
Tyler Lockett, too many Tylers. Tyler Lockett, Tyler Boyd, Brandon Ayuk, pick 2 of them. I'm benching Lockett.
Yeah, I don't trust Seattle this week in terms of receivers. DK's coming off injury. Lockett's coming off injury. I think one of them has a good day. I think it's more likely DK Metcalf than it is. Oh, wow. Buffalo's appearing to be in the running back market before the trade deadline.
Not surprised in the slightest. Let's see. What else do we got? Irv Smith or Foster Moreau. I assume that's who Foster is. I'm going Irv Smith. I played Foster Moreau last week, and it just wasn't.
Unless they're talking about Arian Foster, but I think that's a couple years too late there.
Metcalf or Cooks, Irv Smith or Hayden Hurst. Touchdown Latavius Murray.
No, why Latavius? Why couldn't it be Melvin Gordon? I sat there.
You got one earlier.
Well, I'll take it, but 9 carries.
The Jordan Howard show, dude. You can't get away from it. It's everywhere.
14 points from Melvin Gordon is something I didn't expect on this day. I hope Lawrence leads them down the field and throws a strike to Travis Etienne because I need the points.
Just a nice start at the 25 off the kickoff, throw a screen, and he takes it all the way.
Yeah, your cousin's kicking my ass this week. It's not like I had much of a chance. Oh, Deebo's still in my starting lineup. That would make sense. I think I was just I don't want to play Allen Robinson. So I was just trying to avoid the inevitable. I'm putting Allen Robinson in my second wide receiver spot. So he actually feels like he has to produce. Okay. I'm projected to score at least 100 points. So that's better. I was why is it so low? I was like, what's going on?
I can't. Some of his guys have really low floors, Jones and Pittman could do absolutely nothing this week.
Yeah, then Kamara, St. Brown, and Josh Jacobs could combine for 95 points.
True. Jimmy G or Sam Ellinger. I'm Jimmy, yeah. I'm not playing Sam Ellinger. I can't do it.
The Commanders suck.
I mean, you're not wrong, but look what they did to Aaron Rodgers last week.
That is very fair. I would go Jimmy this week. CMC's there. Shanahan has more toys. I think it should be good.
Tyler went for Singletary over DJ Moore in PPR. That's interesting. Went for Taysom Hill over Dalton Schultz. See, I like Dalton Schultz now that Dak is back.
Schultz should be I think give it 2-3 weeks. He should be out. He's still dealing with the injury. PCL stuff is actually really tricky. It's something that you can't really surgically heal. He's just going to have to play through it and try and get better. But it really hampered Zeke last year. And Zeke is one of the better athletes in the league in terms of playing the running back position. Nothing against Schultz, but I got to see it before I start weekly saying Schultz is a guy you can start again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Dak being back trends him in a better direction. I want him to prove it to me at least a couple of weeks before I start throwing him back out there.
I feel that. Let's see. Okay, he went Schultz over Moreau. At least we agree on that.
Yeah. There's definitely a different level of talent between the two.
Yeah, Foster Moreau's the backup for a reason, even though Waller's been literally awful all year. Oh, Lawrence got picked off. That's probably the game.
And that's my fantasy week. I think I'm starting Lawrence in one league, thankfully. And it was one where I could have started Jalen Hurts. So, always check your lineups.
Yeah, always check your lineups.
I thought I had more time.
Didn't wake up early enough. He did not wake up early enough. What else do we got sifting through the long list? Would you bench Fields to play Mostert?
What?
So in a Superflex league, would you bench Justin Fields for Raheem Mostert?
No. Because Raheem Mostert could have 14 rushes for 85 yards. Justin Fields could do the exact same thing with 20 pass attempts and possibly 2 passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's different if it's Jimmy G or it's Sam Ehlinger. But Justin Fields is he's not my favorite quarterback in the league, but for fantasy purposes, his floor is relatively extremely high due to his rushing upside. And it seems like Eberflus is actually dedicating some of the offense to Justin Fields' ability to run. So, yeah, I don't think you can bench Fields for Mostert.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a tough matchup, but there would be times where Fields takes off and runs away. Okay. Need a streaming defense. The Colts, the Rams, the Browns, the Commanders, the Bears, the Panthers, the Vikings. I'm just going to go Colts. The Commanders are awful.
Yeah, the Commanders are not good.
Let's see. Got to that one. Just trying to catch all the ones that haven't been answered yet. Got to that one. This game, I guess the Jaguars have, if they could stop them here, they'll get the ball back with 30 seconds left. So maybe some ETN garbage time.
ETN 85-yard touchdown.
Love that.
I would love that. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Okay, full PPR and 0.25 points per carry. Okay. Michael Carter, DJ Moore, Wan'Dale Robinson. You have to bench one of them.
So it's 0.25 per carry?
Per carry, and it's full PPR.
What the fuck? That's the weirdest.
Yeah, scoring for carries is always been weird to me, but I see it across Twitter.
Is
so
a fumble
it exists.
5 points?
It fucking
taken off. If you're getting 0.25 per carry, you just slot in Derrick Henry and count your fucking money. If it was 0.25 per carry in that league of the deep offensive Twitter league, we would literally lose. Grant would win the league. off a rip. Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry weekly.
Right. Yeah, seriously.
0.25 times 30. That's like, what the fuck? No.
7 points alone.
Yeah. I guess you kind of have to start Carter because it's also PPR because he's going to get receptions and he's probably going to have 10 to 12 carries, I would think, with James Robinson playing in his first week because Carter is still the change of pace back now, and he's definitely the receiving back. So you're going to give me a point per reception plus 0.25 per carry, and he's going to get rushing yards, could possibly steal a touchdown or two because he's done it before. I'm going Carter, and I guess DJ Moore. I think Wandale finds the end zone before DJ Moore does, but at the same time, DJ Moore is the alpha on that team. And the number one receiver in terms of receptions on the Giants currently is Richie James with 20 catches. I think DJ Moore has more than 20 on the year, even with the scatterbrained quarterbacks he has to play with. So reluctantly DJ Moore, but
Tyler Algier, Robert Woods, or Darnell Mooney in PPR.
I'd just rather not. Can you leave a spot on your team just empty? If I had to pick, so I have to pick one.
You have to pick one. I'm not picking Robert Woods. I will literally not tell anybody to start Robert Woods because with Malik Willis playing and the fact that Derrick Henry has like 3 consecutive 200-yard games against the Texans, they're not going to throw the ball. They're just not going to do it.
I would recommend starting Tyler Algier, but this sounds like the week that Arthur Smith is going to just fuck me over.
Just throw the ball all over the place.
Darnell Mooney is a consistent 5 targets a week, and he's been about 5 points a week each week that he's played the last 5 weeks. Let me look up Algier's stats. I was high on him coming into the year. I really don't have any more of him. I gave up. Algier had 11 points on 16 carries last week. Mooney's the number 1 target on an improving offense. Algier is the de facto lead back in a terrible offense. It's apples to oranges. If it was 0.25 per carry in that league, I'd definitely lean Algier. But
I'm leaning Algier.
If you have to, I think Algier's safer to score a touchdown, and I think Algier's touches are safer. I just don't know how efficient he's going to be against Carolina.
Yeah. Can we just talk about the fact real quick that on 4th and 1 from the Jaguars 24 or whatever, instead of kicking the field goal and giving the Jaguars the ball with 27 seconds left and no timeouts, up 7,
they went for it.
They decided to go for it.
And they didn't get it?
No, they got it. But I still hate it. It just feels so. If you don't get it, I don't know. I guess they have to score a touchdown no matter what. So, and they're kind of going to be in the 20s no matter what. I guess. It just, I don't know. Everything that Nathaniel Hackett does feels like it's magnified as hell.
Yeah,
what the fuck is this? Get to start 2 out of 3. Kenneth Walker, Jonathan Taylor, and Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, you can just not start Mostert.
Can I have this team? Can I have a team like that? Amari Cooper or Michael Gallup? Amari Cooper. Yeah, bench Mostert, start Cooper. I don't know. I think I have Kenneth Walker and Jonathan Taylor on the team, but I don't have like anybody after that. Like I have no decision making to do.
Yeah.
I just kind of have to figure it out. Well, Nathaniel Hackett's not getting fired today because the Broncos win. And Russell Wilson's holding the prayer circle in the middle of the field.
Broncos country. Tea time. Good for the Broncos, but, man.
Well, ETN kept up with Kirk and Judy, so that's all I can ask of him.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna take those. Christian Kirk did produce a bit more, but still pans out in my favor. Thank you, Cortland Sutton, for being the guy we thought you were. Absolute non-factor.
As always.
Enjoy this clip of 63-year-old Nolan Ryan throwing harder than most of us ever did.
Yeah, seriously, I watched that and that was painful. It's like, fuck, dude. Do I start Rodgers versus the Bills or Mariota versus Carolina?
I'm rolling Rodgers over Mariota unless you just believe Mariota's rushing upside is going to win out. Rodgers and the Packers are going to have to throw the ball, regardless of what Matt LaFleur thinks they're going to have to do.
Yeah.
Quarterback sucks after the top 5 this year. So just
100%. Pick one tight end: Mike Gesicki, Foster Moreau, Bob Tonyan, or Irv Smith.
I'm firing up Irv Smith in a lot of leagues this week. I like him a lot. I think against Arizona, I think Smith could actually have a decent week. Tight ends have been beaten up on the Arizona defense for most of the season. Moreau is cool. He's going to have some baked-in targets because Derek Carr likes to throw to tight ends. Gesicki, I hate talking about him because the Dolphins also hate talking about him. He's not even really their passing down tight end in weeks where both of their tight ends are healthy.
Yeah.
So I like Irv Smith for the upside. I think Gesicki, if the other tight end is out, has upside. And Moreau is just a spot start if you have Darren Waller.
Let's see. Got to pick 2. Oh, who's your quarterbacks? Okay, that threw me off. Kenny Pickett. It has to be Zach Wilson, or I don't think they're asking about Russell Wilson. God, oh my God. So you have to pick 2 of these quarterbacks to start. You have to. There's no choice, okay?
Okay.
Kenny Pickett, Zach Wilson, Taylor Heineke, Davis Mills, Malik Willis.
Wait, give me those names again.
Kenny Pickett, Zach Wilson, Taylor Heineke, Davis Mills, Malik Willis.
Gee, I genuinely black out after I hear fucking Malik Willis. Davis Mills is one of them in my eyes. There's no right answer here. Whoever you don't start probably has a better week with that lineup of quarterbacks. I think Heineke's probably one of the safer plays. He's been there before. He's done that. He's produced at a fantasy level inconsistently, but we still know what he is and what he can do. It's Heineke and then throw a dart. Pickett's going to throw for 300 yards and 3 picks, so take that with a grain of salt. Willis could throw the ball 6 times. Mills feels like one of the safer floors out of the entirety of the options, especially if Brandon Cooks plays. My only lock is Heineke out of the guys you listed, and you could really just flip a coin for everything else.
I'm not starting Zach Wilson or Malik Willis, I think. So it's like Kenny Pickett. I'll just go with Heineke and Davis Mills.
Because you're getting the upside. You're getting your upside out of the legs that Heineke provides, and you're getting a bit of the floor with Davis Mills and just being able to be a starting quarterback at the NFL level. I can't wait till Russell Wilson's doing high knees and cartwheels on the plane ride home.
Hell yeah. Curtis Samuel, Eno Benjamin, and Devin Singletary. You have to bench one of those guys. Oh, Tyler got to this literally just now.
Who did he say?
He benched Singletary.
Yeah, that's about what I was thinking.
Van Jefferson, Kareem Hunt, Hunter Renfrow.
PPR.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, but Van Jefferson should have a bigger week.
Really? I was thinking Hunter Renfrow.
I don't. Third and Renfro's more like third and third string at this point.
Damn.
He's just maybe he has a good week, but even in the weeks that Waller hasn't played, it's not like he's lighting the world on fire.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is a target hog, and Josh Jacobs is the sun right now in that offense. Like, we can look up Renfro's stats because Waller didn't even play last week, right? Oh, it was the bye week. Yeah. Waller did not play last week, like every other week. So Renfro's been active.
Well, he didn't play the week before. He didn't play last week, and he's not playing this week.
Renfrow is averaging 7 points per week. He's getting 3 targets per game, give or take 5 targets a game. He had 1 week where he had 10 targets. I'm pretty sure that was an off game for Devontae Adams. His high in yards is 59. His high in receptions is 7. He's only like I don't see it currently with Hunter Renfrow at this point. Like, obviously he could have a 10 reception game and then you're at a floor of 10 points, but we're looking at a guy in Kareem Hunt. He's averaging 10.6, and that's succeeding. That's with him losing touches to a guy like Nick Chubb. I think Hunt is more likely to score a touchdown. I think Hunt should outtouch a guy like Hunter Renfrow just based upon the nature of the position.
Yeah.
It's been tough for Kareem Hunt the last 2 weeks. He only had 4 carries, then 5 carries the last 2 weeks. No receptions against New England, 1 reception against Baltimore. Scored a touchdown last week, saved his day. Depends on how you feel about Kareem Hunt. Are they going to play him today? Because if they're not playing him today, you start Hunter Renfrow. But if Stefanski is going to use Kareem Hunt, then I like Hunt over Renfrow. Honestly, just go Renfrow. Van Jefferson will outscore both of them. Kareem Hunt will be traded by Tuesday. And Jaron Waller's back to cannibalize the Renfrow stuff. So, fuck it. Hunter Renfrow, I guess. You talked me into it, Austin.
Let's see. Let's see if me and Tyler agreed on this one. Tua or Dak Prescott? Went Tua.
I'm starting Tua over Dak in a league.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. Like, Dak's a good quarterback, but he just doesn't. He's not going to have to score as many points as Tua is today. Chase Claypool or Deontay Johnson in non-PPR? I mean, it's still Deontay.
Yeah. Britt did just tweet 56 seconds ago, PSA, don't start DK today. So if you want to hear it, Britt's one of the biggest Seahawks fans I know. So if he's saying not to start DK,
ruled out,
I'll check.
Makes me feel bad about dropping Marquise Goodwin now, but
nobody else is
expected to play. Maybe it's just going to be like snap count and stuff.
Well, he messed up his knee last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. They just signed him to a massive contract. I wouldn't be leveraging like a whole lot on a fucking week 8 matchup between the Seahawks and who are they playing?
The Giants.
Yeah, the Giants are on fire. If the Seahawks drop this game, nobody can really blame them. DK's out. I would not put too much into DK playing today and playing a large role because they just gave him a Mondo deal, and knee injuries are scary and they can affect a career for forever. So I'm not Pete Carroll. Never have been, never will be. I don't chew enough gum, but I'll be back in the lab, Pete. Don't worry.
Let's see. I've had a lot of questions today. Let's see. Trying to find ones that haven't been answered. That way everyone can get it. Dallas D or the Phillies D?
I'm starting Philadelphia defense everywhere I have them. Because while, yes, they're very similar, Eagles defense and Dallas defense are probably two of the top 3 units in all of football. I think Dallas is number 1 right now in terms of just output.
Yeah.
Chicago's offense is far more functional than Pittsburgh is as of right now. Chicago has an identity. Pittsburgh has a rookie quarterback. I think Pittsburgh has better weapons. I think Chicago has better schemes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and I do think Dallas plays down to competition, at least in the past. I think this Philly team really is going through something. But yeah, it's crazy. Just because I'm going Philadelphia. Dallas can definitely
Dallas
outscore
can
them.
get more sacks, but I think
I expect
Philly
a
might
lot
get
of
more turnovers.
Yeah, and I do think Philly could also have a couple sacks. Because Parsons is the biggest X factor for me, but at the same time, I think Philadelphia could hold Pittsburgh to under 200 yards in this game. With Bradbury and Slay on the perimeter, their secondary is probably the best 1-2 punch in all of football. And you're pairing that with a rookie quarterback. It's insanity to me.
That's answered. Some of these questions are hilarious to me when it's like, oh, do I start Jalen Waddle or Kenneth Walker? And it's like, well, it doesn't matter, son. It does not matter.
Speaking of things that may not matter, we've got Van Jefferson or Marquise Goodwin. Austin has been on his soapbox about Marquise Goodwin for all week until we dropped him in one of our leagues because DK and the ghost of Metcalf decided he might play this week. If DK's playing, I like Van Jefferson over Marquise Goodwin. Actually, I don't. That's a lie. Marquise came in last week.
I think I'm in on Marquise Goodwin because now, to me, Lockett and Metcalf are both hurt, so I think they're both going to be on limited snap counts. I think the Giants will take the lead early, and I think that Geno's going to have to just throw a shit ton.
Yeah, I'd probably lean Goodwin as well.
Jefferson's first week back against the team that's annihilated the Rams every time they've played them.
And he's still playing alongside Kupp and even Allen Robinson in the role that he is currently. I'm not firing up the third string receiver that has healthy options in front of him over the third string receiver that's playing with 2 banged up guys in front of him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely go Goodwin under the circumstances.
Let's see. Tyler, if you're still watching, we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. We do appreciate you.
We're trying to help you out at the same time, just trying to fly through this thread of questions that haven't gotten answered yet.
That's the beauty of fantasy football. There's never a drought of just questions to be asked.
That is
true.
Oh
God, Broncos country, let's ride. Can he say that in England? Like, that's not domestic soil. Like, is there Broncos country in this in the greater part of Europe? Broncos country, EU, European Union.
Yes,
I guess so. Man.
He got to win, so he can. I'm actually not struggling today, even after 5 hours. I feel that my dog has been waking me up in the middle of the night a lot, so I'm super tired too. But yeah, I see that you're getting to a shit ton too. I'm basically trying to pull up anything that you haven't.
The man, the myth, already. Machine. You got questions, Tyler can answer them, dude. I didn't realize how much I really enjoy my coffee machine until it was gone. This shipping cannot come faster, man. Shout out Keurig, not sponsored, but their customer service was spectacular. The person that I talked to, you're never going to hear this, but I greatly appreciate you.
Carrick, please. I need you.
Dude, God, I have a bunch of K cups just sitting in my little carousel, but nothing to brew them in. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't drink, or my fiance, I should say. I shouldn't say that.
I'm redacted.
Redacted fiance. She doesn't drink coffee. She hates the taste of it. So I got one of the singular ones, make singular ones. So I'm the only one
No,
that
yeah.
drinks coffee in the house. So if that thing ever breaks down, I'm going to Starbucks or something like that. No,
yeah,
sponsorship or anything, but Starbucks, if you're listening, we're open to it.
Yeah, dude, I'll take some stars. Don't you don't you worry.
Let's see. My computer's not as running fast as I want. Did we already? No, yeah, we already got to this one. Come on, computer, get with the program, dude. Oh god, Robert Garrett Wilson. Oh
7 cups
no.
of coffee today. Robert Garrett Wilson?
7 cups? When I was working for unnamed billionaire company, I was drinking like 5 a day, I think, on my shifts.
5 a day? I think the max I've ever done is like 4. And I
No,
thought I
yeah,
was going to
I would
die.
drink it. I would wake up around, I don't know, noon-ish. And on my days off, I would have 4 or 5. On my shifts, I would have like 3 and a rock star or something like that. I tore my body apart. I'm so glad I don't work in a warehouse environment anymore. Tyler, I don't know what you do outside of all the fancy stuff that you do, but warehouse work. But yeah, Allen Robinson or Garrett Wilson. There's no format, but I just can't. I don't think Garrett Wilson has done a damn thing
with Zach Wilson
lately.
Well, the thing is, Corey Davis is out. Salah and the Jets brass are saying it's going to be a big week for Elijah Moore, which means Garrett Wilson's going to score 2 touchdowns. So, because it's Garrett Wilson or Van Jefferson, right?
Allen Robinson or Garrett Wilson.
Oh, Allen Robinson or Garrett Wilson. That's tougher. I'm starting Allen Robinson in a league purely out
Antoine
of
Staley of the New York
necessity.
Daily News expects the Jets to rely more on Wilson against the Patriots on Sunday with Corey Davis sidelined.
Yeah.
But he hasn't scored more than 12 points since week 3. Scored
I don't
6,
think
5, 1, and 6.
Has Allen Robinson scored more than 12 points since his last year in Chicago?
Probably like his touchdown week, maybe.
No, I was being facetious, but that's my point. It's like
let's see, 2, 15, 4, 2, 4, 17 last week, or 17 in week 6 against Carolina. But it's against San Francisco. I feel like I have to go Garrett Wilson.
If Allen Robinson doesn't score a touchdown, he averages less than 5 points because he's getting 5 targets a week regardless. I would go Garrett Wilson. I'm hoping Robinson has a big week. I'm starting him in a league out of pure necessity. Thank you, Debo Samuel. Thank you, bye week for MVS. It's hard out here, man. It's real hard.
Let's see. We got Brick answering questions too. We got the team going in hard.
Team Tyler.
Team Tyler going in hard.
Let's see.
Got to that one. Paris. Okay, so Paris Campbell, Chase Claypool, or Antonio Gibson.
I'm leading Gibby.
Gibby feels like the one that's going to score the touchdown out of all of them. I don't know. What is Indy's defense in terms of rushing? I guess they've faced Derrick Henry twice, so their stats are going to be a little unfair. But let's see. Rush yards, they've given up the 3rd fewest. They've given up the 3rd fewest in rush yards. They've given up the least amount of touchdowns. They're top 10 in attempts. So they're a top 5 rushing defense. It's probably Paris Campbell.
Probably. But is Alec Pierce healthy? Because Pierce and Pittman are going.
I believe so, yes.
I think anyone you're starting in that slot is going to be a limited participant in the role.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how many times the Colts are going to throw that ball. And I don't think they're going to throw it more than 25 times.
Well, yeah,
And if they're
because now that Matt Ryan's not there, he's not going to throw 96 times because past 2 weeks, Paris Campbell's gotten 12 and 11 targets.
he's going to get 3 to 5 this week. I think Pittman could have 8 to 9. I think Pierce could have 3 to 5. I think Taylor's going to have 30 carries.
Yeah.
Unless they get into a shootout, they're not going to be throwing the ball. This is a game the Colts need to dominate the clock and limit the amount of times that. And then the thing about Gibson, even though the Colts' rushing defense has been good, is he's the passing down back, for lack of better terms. J.D. McKissick is being phased out of this offense week by week.
Yeah, he is.
And if Brian Robinson's getting just basically stuffed at the line of scrimmage the entire game, Gibson is going to have to touch the ball, and he's going to have to produce.
Yeah, because I'm not starting Claypool, that's for sure. And the thing is that with Paris, it's like if the Colts end up dominating the game and not needing to throw the ball much because they have Jonathan Taylor anyways, then there's no need to throw the ball, and Paris Campbell's not going to get targets. But then you got Gibson, who's going up against one of the best rushing defenses. But at the same time, he should get receptions, like you're saying. So it feels like, obviously, none of these picks are good, but it feels like Gibson's the best pick.
No, I get you. I like Gibson. I don't like him as like a weekly starter, but in terms of an emergency flex, there's far worse value to get. The talent is there. He's going to give you PPR upside. He was a college wide receiver in an offense that is just looking for any semblance of consistency. Yeah.
7 minutes until lineups are locked for the early slate. Let's see. Let's see. Make sure we're not missing any. I mean, I'm sure plenty are going to get missed, but try to get as many as possible. That one's answered. Got that one. Do. Boop, 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 do. Just go downstairs and watch some Red Zone for a little bit. Waller Pets, one's already answered. Got that one. This one I was curious about. Let's see which way Tyler leaned. Benjamin or Dante Foreman. He led Foreman. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure on that one.
Then we got a question here by Clamped Easy. Got to pick 3 of these. Okay, that's a hell of a 3 to pick.
Notification death for Tyler. Yeah, I feel that because we're answering questions, Britt's answering questions, you're getting questions. It's got to be notification. Mixon, Pollard, Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson. So it's between, for me, benching Jones and Stevenson because I feel like you have to start Pollard and Mixon.
Yeah, that's very fair. Let me see the matchup. Buffalo against... I think Buffalo does not let Aaron Jones beat them. I have a gut feeling.
So so bench Jones.
It
feels weird to say, I know.
So weird. Let me see. I want to look at the usage. So Aaron Jones, come on down. Aaron Jones projected for 13.5. He had almost 30 last week. He's averaging 15 a game, but his floor is less than 5. He's only scored less than 7 once this week. He had less than 10 carries the last 2 weeks. He had a total of he had 17 touches last week, 2 touchdowns through the air. He's going to have to be involved if Green Bay wants to keep pace. Because even as much as we don't like Aaron Jones most of these years, he's a top 10 fantasy back in PPR. So then we're going to look at Ramondre
Ramondre scored a lot of points consecutively. He's been over 10 for like the past 6 weeks.
And as I said, Aaron Jones is surprisingly top 10. Stevenson is top 8 as we speak. Stevenson's touch upside is it's just greater. He's had 10 plus carries the last 5 weeks. He's scored more than 10 points the last 5 weeks. He's had at least 4 targets in 1, 2, 3, 4 of the last 5 weeks. I think I'm benching Jones.
Yeah,
The
I'm
Jets
benching
defense
Jones
is
too.
not scaring me like Buffalo's is. And even if Damian Harris is healthy, he still was getting 12 carries, 14 carries, and 4 receptions in games where Damian Harris was healthy. I think Stevenson has a far safer floor, and I do think that his upside is not the full Aaron Jones experience, but the variance is going to lean more towards Stevenson having more consistently high upside games. I don't like this question. Jay, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry you have to make this decision. You have to make this decision.
Kareem Hunt might not be a Brown by next week. I'm going to lean Algier. We know he's going to have touches unless he fumbles on the first play of the game. Algier has a far safer floor than Kareem Hunt. He could even score a touchdown before Kareem does.
But hear me out. Do they have to feature Kareem more to up his trade value?
No.
Okay.
Kareem Hunt's tape speaks. Kareem Hunt went on that tear last year whenever Chubb was out. He was literally like a top 5 fantasy back and top 10 running back in football on Kansas City. Like Kareem Hunt's pedigree speaks for itself. And they're asking for a 4th rounder. If you're in that bad of a need for a running back and you're not willing to part with a 4th rounder for Kareem Hunt, then you don't want a running back. Whenever Kamara's going for a first and you have Christian McCaffrey, or the Saints want a first for Kamara, and we're looking at Christian McCaffrey going for a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and a 5th. A 4th rounder for Kareem Hunt seems like a fair deal. But running backs are kind of just in a purgatory state.
Yeah. Algier, I guess. It's just both of them have low floors, but you might as well go with the lead back against, you know.
Go for the touch upside.
Carolina has a good front, but they don't throw the ball, so there you go. I think lineups are about to lock. I don't think I can scroll fast enough down to find a question that hasn't been answered yet.
Well, yep. I've got everybody that I need in my lineups. I've been perusing them for the last...
I forgot to check my ESPN team again. Damn it.
I don't see any cues.
Okay, whatever works. I know I went off last week with a bunch of dudes on bye, so
DeAndre Swift,
I'll have less guys on buys. DeAndre Swift, take me home. Country Roads, take me home.
My one league where I have Alvin Kamara and Saquon Barkley just makes me happy. I have Kamara. I have the Kamara Barkley combination in like 3 leagues. It's so nice because like Kamara's been just not having touchdowns and Saquon's been taking all of the touchdowns.
Four games in the 1 o'clock window with 3 of them being at 125. Yeah.
As lineups just locked in my 6-team league, I've come to realize that I have Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook on my bench.
Bills have called the Saints about trading for Alvin Kamara. Good Lord. Could you imagine?
I cannot. CeeDee Lamb better go off today. This is what I have too many leagues, Austin. I have too many leagues.
Same.
I literally have this 6-teamer that I've been playing in the last 2 years. And I've looked at it 16 times in the last hour. Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson are on my bench this week. Because I just forgot to put them in. It's fine. I have players that are going to be good enough to play in lineups.
Yeah.
But, man.
All right, I think that'll do it for us. Good luck to everybody today. Hope our decisions, whether it be here, the couple that we did here, or all the ones we did on Twitter, Hope you get the W today, as we hope we get our W's. We will be back here tomorrow. It is Halloween, so Devin, I think we might be starting a little earlier. If that's cool with you.
Sure. What time are we thinking?
5:30.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the earliest I can go with the way work goes. So we'll be here at 5:30 tomorrow. We'll get you in and out before you go out trick-or-treating that night with your kids, or however old you may be, and you want to dress up and go get candy, go for it. Or just buy extra bags and then keep them for yourself. That's what I do. But other than that, Devin, got anything?
Not necessarily. Everybody have a safe All Hallows Eve, the day before Halloween. And just enjoy your Sunday, watch a lot of football, stay hydrated, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Boom. Get you later, everyone. Good luck.
Peace.